The conquering hero returns. And with hardly a scratch on him.
I may have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident physiker suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Walooders.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to his grave. As did his men. Slaughtered by the Orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Walooders must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map? The Kingdom of Walood claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Walood shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Walood? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Walooder standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw. Especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
Well,
It's true.
good.
Blackthorn,
What is it?
I wanted to tell you that...
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is under a new Sid.
I'll try to live up to the name.
Back, are you? What do you want? Should last you a good while. You can thank me later. And?
Ah, Clive.
No. To share mine, actually.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go.
All right, brilliant.
Finally.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait.
Hippocrates. I need to know what he is.
Alas. No. Not even the sort of conspicuous absent.
But I saw him.
Alas, it seems you are the... to others...
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power. But until I do, my investigations...
Thank you. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
I'm telling you, it's true.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Come to claim your just desserts? All yours. All done?
You barely sat down since you came home.
Just spreading the word.
So, the Professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have...
No. She was...
Ah, but you ain't. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully, not least of all Sid.
You're right.
Well, when you do, she's been going at it hammer and tong down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember...
Very well. Oh.
All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal.
Just
And this is for.
only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over it. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done.
Is there.
Good old Clive. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into... and the shielding around the sides.
Full suit? Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits. I've got the designs and the list of materials. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know.
I can't make head nor tail of it.
Luckily, you don't need...
Think mid might need some help.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
Blackthorn.
Out with it.
It's for mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this?
She said you would know.
Krieger's teats. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. And I'll need help. Get Gavin Otto in here, will you?
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, hasn't she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what?
And,
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's took, which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got... Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Valcroy. Sturder. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying...
Well, we'll get it done quicker. One of us should probably give you an hand coat in the sack.
and the other can go and get the rest from...
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, we can get... You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these 2 lucky souls is going...
Otto, you're with me.
All right, then. Where do we find this Stardust?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Valcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
And I'm guessing you'll be needing sack loads of the stuff. Might be worth our importers at the... I'll head down there. See about finding us a way.
All right.
You two take care, eh?
Just don't let the bastard fleece you, mate.
He wouldn't do that.
Best of luck.
Good day to you.
The crystals we get from the tail of... But worthless.
It's not just...
We are to dig a new cell.
Ah, go.
There, right. It give.
Of course.
You.
Right. Let's see what the people of the village have to say. I'd better find out if this is just nerves, or something we need to take more seriously.
You alright, Sid?
There is actually. Quentin tells me people have mentioned shadowy figures out in the woods. Or... Yeah. Seems Lorbert's Pass is our best bet then. What do you say, Torgal? Shall we go and investigate? You there?
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape!
Black Shields. Here. What are you doing here?
What is it to you? Not that we give a damn. All that matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
Good day to you.
The crystals we get from it.
Clive, like the and Dan and
I'm who?
the
And what?
I and ice and so I meet his I love so I shut that with and so I can see we know what Quinn are. My friends and
The finest fabric.
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
What's that? I'll see what...
That or
Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia. You deserve a rest. Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to...
I'm certainly not a baker. Master must have ruled the day he took me in. Time was the sight of the fang used to cut... What?
Perhaps you could express your...
You know, I've...
Wait. Suppose you won't be needing an escort then.
The finest fabric.
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
ah, the what?
That's true. And Mark...
I don't. Now, do something.
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Otto? Faster! Straight home now. Otto, sorry I'm late.
Oh, Clive. I had a quick scout about, and I reckon this area. Seems Blackthorn's the only one who thinks smithing with this Stardust stuff's a good idea. It's just lying here, waiting for any old fool.
But unlike any old fool, you thought to bring a weapon.
Well spotted. Now get...
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. should be enough for now. Let's see how Otto's getting on.
How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
More than me. Put it all together and I can't see Black's. Here, Clive. Sid would be proud.
Of what?
Of you, you idiot. The way you've carried on what he started. When we first met, I had you down as a spoilt little puppy who enjoyed nothing more than biting the hand that fed you. But 5 years on, you're the one doing the feeding. So thanks for proving me wrong.
You weren't wrong. But I changed. Thanks to Sid. And thanks to you. When I suggested taking on his name, you were the first to back me. And if you hadn't, no one else would have. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Otto.
Yo, give over. You're making me blush. All I did was choose hope over despair. I gave you a chance, yes. But you're the one who took. You took a rabble of homeless, hopeless outcasts and put them back on their feet, just like the old Sid did. About time I was all this scrabbling about in the sands, taking it.
I'll see you back at the hideaway then. You can take a...
Oh, I play. But I'll make sure Blackthorn gets his precious black sand before I put my...
Right. Ready to go home, boy? Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs.
Is it business or pleasure? If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it. Is that all?
Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
Nice to get out and about for once. Let's do it again sometime, eh?
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to...
Give us a shout if you need anything.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorns started work on...
Excellent.
So,
The helm for this.
salvage from... I'm sorry.
Just so I... What's the name back there? I'll get...
What's her name? Right.
Oh, Sid,
Yes.
I'll show you the plans. Here you see the mithril. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement. Now, were we to rely... In other words, the reactor would overheat, and this is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of... Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything. And not only that, they're also waterproof and... Why? If sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern.
You can stop there. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a... Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in... The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, it's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's,
I see. Would that help?
Oh, very much. I'll gather my tea.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
No use calling Ambrosia now. All right.
Oh, there you are, Sid. The ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about.
Of course. I'll be right back. Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go. Forgive me.
Farewell.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid!
You shouldn't have any trouble.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll,
All right.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
I think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helen.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop. But those things will still be spitting out enough fire, which is why you need a prison for the dragons. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Hippocrates.
Tomes? I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him?
Right away. Well, could you...
Shielding for a mithril engine? What are these notes around the edge?
She has some in here.
I
wondered if you might know of a solution. Or...
Perhaps. It is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those...
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of... I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against...
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom... If you would be so kind as to bring the knowledge of...
Thank you, Harbok. And since you're a...
So you need a hand?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help.
The other can assist me in researching how best...
Can we count on your aid?
Always.
Well...
Thank you.
I am sure So, Clive, who will accompany you?
Very well. So then, what do we...
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list.
White chocobo eggs. Are you sure this list is right? Everything I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more...
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects, so much so now, of course.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set up...
I will.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia. Now, where's Jill?
Are those Papio nuts?
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients.
All right.
How about you look for the Papio nuts? I'll find the other things we need.
Up! You'll not find a bruised pippin in them.
Fresh cuts! Come and get them!
Any friend of the innkeeper is a friend of mine. Ah, yes. You're always welcome here in Lostwing.
Oi, don't touch anything. If that's what you want.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Keep them pilgers nice and chilled.
Did you find everything?
I did.
Garlic. Now all the... But before we... Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Is there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread.
big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just...
You're...
Sorry. It's just... you're right. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive. Well, I need to give these ingredients to Harpok. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will.
I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the moon dew. How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part, I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about it now that we have all the ingredients.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice just being with you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Harpocrates. Well, I better go and give Mid the good news then.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid, but you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is...
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking. Harpocrates knew of us. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all to the black.
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
It's finished.
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clyde. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a display.
You don't mean...
Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want it to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad...
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can...
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first.
All right. I'll let Otto...
Aye, aye, Captain.
Mid told me she was building a ship.